going on, YouTube? And these truck drivers, they be freaks, bro. I swear. And I don't know what they be doing, but they be smiling and like flirting and stuff and doing too much, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. But anyway, how y'all doing, man? You guys know it's real. We're Real Astrology back with another live. You guys know we going live simultaneously to where, or simultaneous, however you want to say it, to where it's gonna be something we're gonna be doing more often. Okay. Let me see what I got for y'all. Yeah, so man, I've been going through a lot right now. See, wait, let me see. Okay, so welcome. Like I say, first I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisces out there, gang. You already know we in the building. Also want to give a shout out to all my two twos and my three threes and my two twos and my three threes and my 7 7 7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. Also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. And are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell notification, be notified of my upcoming videos and content. We're gonna jump right in. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about numerous things on this live today. So starting with the first thing, I just wanted to talk about Gemini. Okay, Gemini is funny is that for somebody that likes to communicate often, somebody that likes to talk about different things per se, but it's a huge problem when you're dealing with one that's being hot and cold, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna give you guys just several different reasons of why that could be, because I just ran into the situation. I just feel like I wanted to share that with you guys to give you guys a just like a heads up about it with the mental overload with Gemini and their dual nature. Now, as you guys know, see, one thing about Geminis, especially the females that I'm referring to, is their mind tends to move very fast, or let's say faster than their emotions. And it could feel like that it could like this. It could feel like a Gemini is playing mind games with you, because sometimes you could just literally have received a phone call, and then let's say you missed that phone call, and then all of a sudden you would call that Gemini woman or man back. Next thing you know, you don't get a response. But if I were you, I wouldn't like chase them after they've already, shown you that that they were gonna that they weren't gonna pick up the phone. One thing about Gemini, see, instead of like a water sign where a person processes their feelings after reacting, put it like this: somebody that would normally process their emotions first before reacting is different when it comes to a Gemini. See, like I say, they always tend to process their feelings after they react to a situation. But it could give you mixed signals because, like I say, if you're not wired like that, you can instantly think that they're playing games with you. And a lot of times it's meaningless conversations at first on the surface when you're first dealing with the Gemini, when you start to, how can I say it? When you guys first start to, talk over the phone, especially if it's somebody that you're not really necessarily, friends with, or let's say it hasn't gotten to a relationship level. It could be of such a type of feeling of sensation that this person is not taking you serious. But I'm just here to tell you, like, Pisces in general don't want to hear about meaningless conversations anyway. So it works, you know. It's almost like a win-win situation. Um, the craziest thing with Gemini and why you may experience the hot and cold behavior is because they get bored mid connection. So it's kind of like the more disinterested you are, the more they pursue. That makes sense. And the more interested you are, there's a high chance that they could literally get bored mid connection. See, and then you can feel the push and pull uh, sensation that occurs because they don't like to. How can I say it? They don't like to be contacted, or they don't want to connect with somebody that wants to connect with them. If that makes sense, sometimes Gemini just likes the whole mental stimulation that they get from having a feeling of controlling the connection, or when you guys communicate, if that makes sense. Sometimes they want to communicate when they're ready, and having that control makes them feel like they control the communication. See, between the two of you as to when you guys speak and when you guys don't, and that could be annoying and nerve wracking because it shouldn't be something that should be taken out of context to that degree, but unfortunately it tends to happen more often than you would like. Let's see, beyond evil said Pisces Gemini relationship here is literally beauty and the beast. Lots to learn from one another for sure. Oh yeah, appreciate that comment. Did you Are you a Pisces, or is she a Pisces, or which one is which for you? Um, like I say, the dynamic does matter here. Craziest thing is that you can't you just can't go off of looks alone. For anybody that may be pursuing a Gemini, and let's say you're a Pisces, uh, man or woman, you can't just think that because of why am I saying this? Because sometimes you could pursue just because of that reason only, and you can get your feelings hurt because it's almost like trying to catch a butterfly. It's like difficult to get the attention uh, from a Gemini in the first place. It's very difficult, especially if they're playing these type of games, these mental games. Now, another thing, okay? So, another thing what people tend to not, speak enough about is that they overthink small connections, okay? Small interactions. So, at times it's almost like even if you had a question to ask them or just something briefly you just wanted to discuss with them, sometimes they can literally like just blow you off to where it's like, they might not want to have a small, quick and easy, interaction with you. They may want to talk longer, they may want to linger, they may want to stay on the phone, more than 15 minutes or whatever it is beyond the question that you had to ask them. So it's crazy how a Gemini uh, mindset works because you're probably not going to be thinking that quick as you begin to try to, adjust to how you communicate with one another. Sometimes it could be, just very different to you to where it's almost exhausting because if you don't catch the butterfly in the moment to have that interaction, it's almost like you might not have that interaction or have, you know, a connection with them for the rest of the week. It could be something that, let's say you had a question and hey, they were they made themselves not available until what 2 weeks from now, and then it's like you're just now having a conversation about the question you had 2 weeks ago. Only if you are willing to wait. See, because yes, Gemini, they get um put like this, they like the attention. See, it can be very attention seeking when it comes to how much you're willing to give, how much willing um willy nilly you are with, connecting with them, in other words. Let's see, Beyonce said, yes, I'm a Pisces female. He a Gemini Cancer cusp, 15 years, and it's been very interesting. You have to want to do the work. Yeah, definitely, I agree with that. Definitely got to do the work. The very, the I'll say one of the most difficult things to do is to actually show interest and communicate that with the Gemini, because Gemini can have multiple different people at once pursuing them. And sometimes, like, they have their people. And what I mean by that is that she likes to pick who she wants to be with, who she wants to socialize with, who she wants to do whatever with. And it's like you might not be on that list, even if she's making it seem like you are, because sometimes it's it's gonna be the actions that matter most versus what's being said from that Gemini, because sometimes they can say one thing and then literally do something totally different from what they said, to where it's almost like a trick bag, a mixed trick bag when you deal with them. Sometimes they can flirt with you heavy and then not even get with you not one time or spend any time with you at all, and they can literally come across, maybe cross your path once, and then it's like, oh, what's up, fine shit. Oh, oh, I've been looking all, I haven't seen you in such a, long time, long time no see, and it can feel like if you're trying to filter through your emotions and process things from a Gemini, it can feel like, oh, she really likes me or something, to where you start trying to link up with her, but you're not on her list. It's like you have to make it there, not like you have to go through performances and like um kissing up or anything, but what I mean by make it there, she has to put you on the list. You can't put yourself on her list. See, just like yesterday, I got really pissed off because I came across that Capricorn, okay? Um, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. She hurt my feelings, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. She hurt my feelings because I wasn't expecting to see what I saw, you guys, and it almost brought tears to my eyes. I got super emotional about it because it's almost like it's okay. Put it to you like this: it's why I say I got emotional, because it's like Capricorn can play the role like, oh, like they're your best friend, like, I'm here, whenever you need, to talk about something, we could talk about things. But they have this masculine energy that I hate. It's because they do things like a guy would do. So it's like, let's say you say you're hanging with your boys, but you really know you fucking off with like 3 or 4 different females, but you don't say that. And then you come off as the best friend, you come off as the mediator, you come off as, oh, I'm here, let's talk, let's chill, let's hang out, let's, let's put two minds together, and let's, just make plans and structure, and just, see the whole world together. Like, like Martin Luther King, just sit there and just have, make reality of big dreams or whatever it is, right? Unfortunately, the contradiction that happens is the fact that Capricorn can't let go of these emotional bonds that they have set for themselves that no one knows about, to where they put more pride and effort in the shit that they're not talking about, the shit that they're not showing you, the shit that they're not revealing to you, to where it's almost like fraud. It's like fraud. It's like, damn, you really are a crook. Like, you're not really a businesswoman as you come off to be. Like, you begin to find out their scandal, and then it's like, oh, this is just so off-putting. This like nothing like how you come across as your image. You come off like you're this. Oh, I'm so. I want to hear what you got to say, and I want to you know, make plans and just let's talk about ideas. And it's like you get that therapist vibe from a Capricorn, but it's deception because what tends to happen, it's a facade. What tends to happen is, man, like my situation, I'm gonna give it as an example. I was talking to this Capricorn female off and on, right? Mind you, cool. Listen, this woman seemed like the cool, laid back, just vibe type of, you could, as a man, you feel like you could easily talk to her. She's, just, how can I say it? Very relaxing and peaceful, and just didn't feel like I was like, put it like this. I didn't get a vibe that I had to like, I felt comfortable talking to her. Boom, right? Man, I shit you not, bro. I go to the casino. Dog, she literally had like, she's first off, she told me she wasn't even like looking for nobody, wasn't really into the whole relationship, lovey-dovey shit, right? Then she said, "Oh, I'm just focusing on my business right now." Her little LLC, whoopty-woo, her little therapy situation. I'm like, cool. Maybe I can help you because I run a YouTube channel, and maybe we can like come up with some type of business idea to work together on my channel. That's what I was thinking. Like, okay, cool. She's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be cool." And whoopty-woo. I'll be, yeah, that sounds like something I like to do. And I'm like, cool, maybe you can get on the live stream and we could talk to the, to the community, to the people about different, therapeutic type shit, right? Except one thing, I'm not wearing no therapeutic shoes. But anyway, that's another situation. But anyway, man, after all of that said and done, bro, I went to the casino. I'm driving, bro, literally. Now I'm in my other car, tinted windows. I pull up to the damn front. I'm just sitting there. Mind you, I'm not paying really no mind. I'm literally just chilling, bro. Just trying to go to the casino, get a little, bite to eat, and just play a couple of games and go home. Man, I look over, bro. I shit you not. This happens to me all the damn time, bro. I look over, and I said, damn, that kind of looked like Imani. I'm like, yo, that kind of looked like Imani. I'm like, yo, she with 3 dudes, bro. Got a seductive outfit on. This ain't no business coat. That the shit that she be wearing when I get with her, she be looking conservative, looking like a, got your legs crossed type. If you got a skirt on, you got your legs crossed, and you just trying to be conservative and woo, right? Businesswoman type of vibe. Look over to the left, she look like a damn whore, bro. She got lipstick on, revealing of her chest and like ass out, all that, bro. I'm looking at her like, what is that, Imani? The dude literally carrying her like a damn comforter, and he got her like in his hands, like damn near like Jesus himself walking around by the casino. And I'm looking at them like, and then she with 2 other dudes, and I'm like, oh hell, I said, okay, let me reveal myself because I'm behind tents. I just want her to see me as her being a whore. I just need to see that. Let her see me with her. And I got out the car. I walked over there. I said, "Hey, excuse me, brother. I ain't got, I just want to say, hey, Imani, how you doing?" And she looked at me and was like, like, okay, like she's salty, like, oh, how you find me type shit, like, okay, like, then she tried to act like she didn't know me. That was what I was like, oh, hey, that hit the heart right there. Like, you don't know me, cause you in front of these little guys. Oh, now you don't know who I am. Okay, I said, bet. Okay, I said, I see how you coming, whoopty woo. Got in the car and I texted her. I said, damn, I didn't know you was a little whore. I said, you always be talking about the therapy sessions and shit, like, oh, And then this is where she effed up. She said, well, I told you that I wasn't really looking for anything. That if you wanted to be a part of the roster, you could. I said, roster? I said, I ain't on no mother effing, I ain't on nobody's roster. You could save that type of shit, but that's for ego. You ain't no damn roster material. What the hell is you talking about? So anyway, I'm like, all right, whatever. And then it was like, She was like, yeah, I was actually talking to a guy that I'm interested in talking to. I said, I don't give a damn. I said, bro, listen, I don't care if it was your best friend or somebody hey, I'm done talking to you because you fucking, you, listen, in my mind wasn't about the whole guy thing. I don't care, she's not my wife, we're not dating. I'm like, bro, the whole mere fact is you tried to come off as something different. See, if I knew you was a whore, I would have, then that would have gave me an option to, hey, whether I'm going to continue to, talk to you or not. So you try to take that from me by trying to appear to be of good. But now you over here with the ass out, revealing everything, makeup on. You didn't have none of that on when you was trying to do the little therapy vibe. So I'm like, nah, you ain't finna fool me. I don't fuck. One thing with deception, bro, is once you see the real person, like in their true image, the true whatever they're not showing you, believe them, bro. And I told her that over the text message. I said, I believe you. You are a whore. I said, I believe you. I'm not second guessing I'm not second guessing what I saw. And hey, I don't want no partake in this therapy 1 minute, whore the next. Nope. I ain't dealing with it. And I told her, I said, you take care. I said, you take care of your money. I said, do just peace. I ain't no bad blood, no name calling, no childish, stupid stuff. I said, no, I just seen what I had to see. And that's how you gotta come to people. I didn't want to hear about, oh, this is who I'm actually talking to, and this is who I actually, am choosing to actually like be like this with. I'm like, you can save all of that, but I am not talking to you no more. See, one thing about it, you gotta know how to like set boundaries to the point where you don't play. Like you can literally drop somebody that you probably was even cool with. If they get out of line, you can literally cut them off right like that. Boom. To where I'm not desperate for friends. I'm not desperate to be, oh, let me get what he want. No, I don't give a damn how you look. If you lie to me and you do something that is considered deception or of deception, I'm not messing with you, bro. Nope. I ain't got time to be, okay, we doing therapy or is we getting naked? Are we carrying people around like blankets? Or we really gonna, like, I wouldn't even want to do business with somebody that I just seen letting some random, even if it was a dude she knew, the man is carrying you like a baby at the casino. Now, unless you got epilepsy or some other crap, like unless you got some type of deal with your body or something, your legs go out, bro. Why is this man, grown man, carrying you around like a damn baby? I'm sorry, I've seen enough. It's too much, and that's why I tell people, bro. Like, bro, she really, it was like, to me, it hurt me because it wasn't like a hurt to the like a hurt that was like, how can I say it? It was more of a disappointment. Like, oh, like I can't believe you are like this after showing me like your business, the business vibe. I'm like, you seem you really had me like believing you was really like a therapist type of woman. Then you pulled this. I'm like, damn, if I knew you was like this, I wouldn't even never have mentioned the damn therapy shit. I would have just, screwed you and clapped you too and let you go. Like, damn, so I feel like you tried to like fool me. In other words, you tried to finesse me, or put it like this, try to finesse me for my kindness. You see what I'm saying? Like, because if you're gonna do therapy, that's like a person really like pulling out your gift, and then oh, but you ain't really made like that. You ain't even 100% thorough in your craft. You basically just using that as a hustle. I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. But yeah, what's the word? Half hawk. What's going on? Yeah, definitely. Beyond. The veil, definitely. I'm glad I didn't waste no time. What's up, James Hudson? Welcome. Beyond said Capricorn are big mirrors and teach lessons pretty quick. Yeah, but that like, see, the thing about it is I hadn't even talked to her like on a continuous basis. It was like on and off, and it was like we'll just get together sometimes. We'll get like coffee or something. Just every time we would link up, we'd talk about like just like how I'm talking to y'all. Just like we just talk about stuff, and then it was like boom, we should do the therapy thing. But then like to me, I feel like this is what this is my discernment, okay? And it's just like my intuition tells me this. The therapy is manipulation. See, so this is what I think. This is how I see her strategy. Okay, so she does the therapy thing to make it look like she's not a whore. You get what I'm saying? Because that could be she can be insecure with that type of behavior and lifestyle, where she doesn't want to own it. She doesn't want to show it to the world that hey, I'm like this. And mind you, she was with 3 guys. It wasn't like, who knows whether it was her best, the guy and his friend. Who knows, right? I don't care. But what I seen with my own 2 eyes, as I told you guys, if you see somebody's behavior, believe them, bro. Don't. That's why I say people show you whether or not they're shiesty, jealous, happy for you. You can see it. Trust behavior, not words, on any given Sunday. But when you're dealing with Gemini, just know it's different. See, with Gemini, your eyes will never adjust to what you're seeing. So what you have to do with Gemini is just leave. Like, you just gotta, okay, I ain't even gonna try to figure this out. It's too much for me. I'm just gonna remove myself from the situation. But when somebody show you who they are, believe them, bro. Ain't nothing. It's almost like this. You done seen her get carried around like Princess Diane, Dirty Diane, whoever, right? What else did you have to see, bro? What else? What more do you have? None, right? Nothing else, because you've already seen them for who they really are versus who they say. It's so crazy that I don't even see the therapist no more. That's the funny part. It's like, damn, you got your... one thing about it is, not to make it a competition, but like this, it really makes sense for a person. I didn't even get to see you in that type of outfit, ever. Not one time. Who knows how many times that brother seen you in a different type of outfit that's revealing. So that was already off the table anyway. I wasn't even talking to her for that purpose. But to know the whole secret in itself is dangerous, because if you getting flipped around and carried around the whole damn city, you could be a prostitute or something. You could be somebody that's just have reckless reputation, and I just don't know. See, because every time you come around me, you fix yourself up and make yourself look like a businesswoman. So that's what Capricorn is like, bro. They're like deceivers to me. They're like demonic. That I feel like they really hide their crooked ways. Like one lady told me, she was talking about church, right? She's like, yo, I'm in church. I go to church every Sunday, woo-doo-woo. I pray, I do this, Bible study this, right? I'm like, cool. That's just what she say, okay? That's just what she said. But then, as we got to talking, longer, she revealed that she used to be a stripper. And I'm like, okay, now you saying you used to be a stripper. Why not say that first before you mention the church thing? Because some people are going to believe what they hear first about you, but that goes back to first impressions. People lie, bro. See? People lie about their real deal, what's going on with them when they first meet you. See? And it's ass backwards. They're supposed to do that, tell you the truth up front, but then what they tend to do is they don't. They lie first and then come clean later. After you've already, went on a few dates and it's not fair. It's like, nah, bro. So this whole time I've been whining and dining somebody that's not even worth even pursuing, bro. So it's like some people just try to bypass your option, to leave them, to stop talking to them. So they just withhold the truth from you. See, that's why you gotta act like a lame. That's why sometimes you gotta act, like you gotta act dumb, play dumb on purpose, because the more lame, the more dumb that you come off to be, people tend to do shit right in front of you. They stop trying to hide it from you because once they know, oh, you own to everything, all they gonna do is hide from you. But if you act lame and you act like a little square, women tend to they'll talk to a dude, they'll do the shit right in front of you because they expect you to not even do nothing or notice because they think you, oh, he lame, he a lame square ass nigga. You know, oh, I'm gonna call my baby daddy or somebody I'm screwing, and I'm gonna literally talk to them on the phone in front of you, like, oh, hey, babe, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna come over there tonight, yeah, I'm gonna pack my little bag, and then you think the little buster in the front seat, like he just like he gonna take it and just like let you. You don't even know he's not even lame. He just playing that role to get more information out of you so you can show your ass. You see what I'm saying? Show the real you. And that's how you gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta act lame, play dumb and act like you don't know nothing, like you're not hip to nothing. Or dress like me. Dress like me. And then you'll end up finding out, oh yeah, he's right. Yeah, this shit actually works. I'm gonna start to use it more often. See? So that's how you gotta do. Now, what else I'm talking about? Okay, so yeah, I found that out, and then I realized to myself, I said, damn, I gotta cut her off, bro. Ain't no way I'm gonna see all of that and then keep talking to her. Like, hell nah, I'm not the one for that. Nope. I told her, you know what? I ain't even going to no explaining. I just told her I made a decision and told her, I said, you know what? You take care. I told her, peace out, done. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even say take care. I just said, you know what? You know, you goodbye, whatever, right? Blocked her number, deleted the contact, boom, just move on, fam. Because listen, explaining yourself. What are you explaining yourself for? You caught her doing something. See, it's like you seen her do something deceptive. So it's like, damn, I've been 100% with my motives and what I got going on. And if you see me outside talking with somebody, I ain't finna be in nobody damn arms. I ain't gonna be, half-ass naked. No. See, cause that's not me. But yeah. Let me see. Beyonce said the first 10 years was some of the most heavy spiritual attacks and really was going through hell. Many have hidden motives from every past lives, and you will be pushed into awakening. Yeah, I agree. Like, I went through an awakening too, but mine was like, man, that shit was way too much, bro, to where it's like, how can I say it? Um, yeah, so the spiritual awakening I went through is more like, I was the type of person who I used to be was the type of person that I used to like hide everything, like this type of stuff that I'm talking to you guys about. I used to like this all used to be a secret to me. Like this type of conversation would be like something I probably wouldn't talk to, you know, that I wouldn't talk to people about. Like I would basically keep all this type of info to myself. And the way that I used to move was all like in the same sense. Like I knew more than probably what people expected me to. And it's like it got to the point where I'm literally sitting on all this wisdom and knowledge to where I'm like, bro, I gotta like, you know, give that to the world. It wasn't just for me, if that makes. Because sometimes you could gatekeep and think that, oh yeah, this is just for like, this is just for me. See what I'm saying? Like you might feel like, oh, don't nobody else need this information or something. So I was just like, you know what? I was gatekeeping about the info and knowledge that I had, and then it was like, okay, now it's time to share everything of what on the platform. Get on YouTube and start a channel and start talking about the different things that the experiences and lessons and everything that you had to learn, and share it with the world. So that's what I ended up doing, because every time, like, I always tell people, like, I'm a realist and I am a strategist. So I live my life with, in a strategic way, to where I feel like life is not a game. I feel like life is a is a lesson. I feel like life is real. I feel like life is an illusion because it's almost like you're given the tools, you're given everything in order to survive this world. But the problem is the world doesn't show you that there's going to be obstacles and that it's going to be like dead ends. It's going to be, you know, bear traps, things along the way as you live that are going to test you to see like, you know, whether or not you can still survive because there's so many different vices and so many different ways for you to actually get, you know, sent off, you know, to a different path instead of the one that you know, instead of the one that you were on. So let's say you were on the right path, right? I'm gonna tell you a true story. Let's say you the type of person that you were raised in, you know, no matter where you came, maybe if you even came out the mud, let's say you were raised in a good home, okay? Or not. Let's say you wanted to get a better job and you went to further your education. Boom. Next thing you know, you're working a good job, you're, you know, doing everything of how you were raised to go to college or maybe just to, you know, get independent. Boom. Then let's say you start talking to somebody or you start making friends with people, but let's say you didn't know they were the wrong friends. See, these type of blockages don't announce themselves. They're not like, oh hey man, I'm here to ruin your life and I'm here to, you know, detour you into some BS. Like there is no announcing. There's no announcements that it's like, damn, you just have to know what the right decision, you know, what the right thing to do to keep you on the right path. See? So what tends to happen is that you could be misled, and that's not something that parents teach you. That's not something that you know that you just don't see coming. It's like this the type of things that in life you have to make decisions as a man or woman, and it's like if you're built on, you know, if you're built on doing the right thing, then you will seldomly experience these type of, you know, misleading blockages, things that will, you know, ruin your life and you just don't know it. But let's say you were the type of person furthered your education and you wanted to become something more, a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever, right? Plumber, chef, and then you meet people as you go along with life, and they don't announce themselves and their motives earlier on, such as, oh, I'm here to ruin your life. I'm here to give you 4 or 5 or 6 babies. I'm here to, you know, make you into an alcoholic. I'm here to, you know, have you at the club every weekend. People don't like they're not announcing these things. So you could just be the type of person, further your education, but let's say you didn't stay focused. Let's say you started hanging with them friends, and we'll just say so-called friends, and they ended up leading you astray. Now they end up having you drinking. See, get partying. Problem is that you may have thought that this was going to be a one time, maybe two time, here and there type of thing, but no. The way addiction works, you start doing something you've never done before, and you start to, you know, get into this repetitive, you know, every weekend thing. Now you become an alcoholic. See, now you didn't, you know, now you're skipping your studies, and now you didn't put school off for another year, 2 years, and now you get pregnant, or all these little things unfold. But you were the type of person that was raised well, right? But that's the thing. Your parents train you to survive this world. See, it's like your parents are pillars. They place you in the right path. See, and then it's like as you fly away from the nest, the parents is hoping you fly yourself over into adulthood. You fly yourself in the right direction. You actually get somewhere in life. See what I'm saying? Based on how far you fly. But as soon as you land on some shit that was not planned, fam, or you just become distracted with something else, now that keeps you farther from the truth of what you could have been. That's why I always say life is an illusion, because you're born into a world that you absolutely don't know shit about unless somebody sits there and tells you, hey man, you can go out there and get a job. They're not telling you how to go get a good job. See how they leave these little important things out where, you wonder why you're not making enough. Well, hey man, I didn't say I knew where a $30 paying job was at. You said you needed a job. So hey, I said, hey man, you can go up there and just pick up turds for a whole, you can go out there and pick up turds and make 40 grand a year. You didn't say in specifics that, hey, I'm looking for a $30 paying, $30 an hour paying job that doesn't require me to be out here picking up shit, right? But my whole point is this: you got to know who you are first, what you want to do, and then you have to have a plan, strategy, see, of how you're going to execute. And you got to stick to it, because there's going to be people out there that's going to try to block you from getting to the finish line. And that's why I tell people, when people are in school, bro, the real scholars, the people that really, like, I'm talking about laser focus on just, getting the grades, learning the shit, doing it well, succeeding, move from a 2-year to a 4-year, maybe to a master's, right? Boom. These people don't sex around. Nope. They don't party. They don't drink. Their mind is wired to their studies, fam. They're fully committed on getting this education, bro. They're not playing any games, bro. And they're saying no to all these little, want to go to the party on Friday? Nope. Oh, you want to spend the night and do this little stuff over? Nope. You want to have a couple drinks? Nope. You want to come over here and sex? Nope. They're not doing none of that. And that's why they succeed. See? But it starts with you. You have to commit, just like a marriage. When you go to, you want to get through school, you want to be successful, you got to apply yourself, bro. It's that. I can sit here and tell you how good it is to do Instacart, right? I could be like, I could literally show you how to make money, right? I could be like, yeah, you see this order right here, you'll get $25 if you drop, go to the store, the grocery store, and then do the groceries, and then you just simply drop the order off and you get $25. You know how many people are gonna say, no, that's not, that's not something that I want to do. And you literally showing them the sauce. You like, bro, I sit on my ass, I do what I want, I have no boss. And this ain't even all I'm doing, though. This is just one stream of income. I got 6 streams of income. This is just one stream. One stream. See? And guess what? I've been doing this for years, bro. I don't work a 9 to 5. See? I have an LLC. I tell people this, and you know what they say to me? Oh man, yeah, man. I'm good, bro. I'm working in this factory, and I like to see my money pile up. I like to see my money pile up. You know what I'm saying? I get paid every 2 weeks, and I'm there all day. I work 40 hours, and I'm actually gonna pick up a couple of shifts and whatnot. So yeah, And then I look at this same motherfucker, bro, and every time I see this person, they not happy. They're getting worked to death. And what I begin to see is that they still ain't got no car. They still on foot, busting around. Oh, but you making so much money. I don't believe it. Nope. And you want to know why I don't believe it? Because you're not dedicated. You don't want no money. See, scared money don't make no money. What I mean by that is that if you're afraid to venture out, you're afraid to take challenges, you're afraid to work independent, you don't want no money, bro. Just say that. You don't want no money. You want to stay in the factory for the rest of your life? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Because I'm telling you, bro, I've watched people and they don't want shit, bro. They want to work them jobs and they don't want to excel. They don't want no car. They want to keep riding the bus everywhere because They basically fear the whole mere fact of just being able to what? Become independent. Oh, just to go get you a car. You know, the first thing my father told me, bro, when I was growing up, was to go get my goddamn license, bro. I don't want to take you to work, man. You a grown ass man, you 18, go get your license, bro. Hey man, look. You Google it. Go look up how to get the damn driver's license, dude. My father was in the military, bro. He did not play that shit. He was a tourist, bro. He did not wasn't no easy bucket, fam. It was all go out there and get it yourself. Go out there and get it yourself. Hey man, I ain't got nothing for you, bro. You want money? You want shit? Go out there and get it yourself. And it was embedded in my fucking skull, bro, to go get my own shit, bro. It ain't no handout. It ain't no, oh yeah, man. Hey, daddy gonna buy. No, ain't no daddy gonna buy me shit, fam. Ain't no mama gonna buy me shit, fam. It's me. Go out there and get it, bro. And you don't see me out here crying. Yeah, I don't have on designer and all this fancy shit, because that shit don't mean nothing. That's some high school shit. But I guarantee you, I got a lot of shit motherfuckers don't got. And I don't talk about it because that ain't me. I don't need to brag about it. But I tell people, look, you really want something, you really want that SRT or whatever type of vehicle you want, I guarantee you, how you think you going to get that shit? You think it's going to fall in your lap? You going to rob somebody for it? Nope. You have to bust your ass, bro. You need to go pick 4 or 5 jobs up, man. You going to grind to get that shit, bro. It's not hard, bro. It's like literally you just got to save your money, bro. Stop buying bullshit, bro. I keep telling people this. Stop buying bullshit. Save your money. Bro, you could save 10 racks. If you stop buying Michael Jordan tennis shoes every time they come out, if you save that, man, you will have like 10 bands just like this, bro. It'll grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And you'll be like, damn, bro. Ever since I stopped buying Jordans and cigarettes, I done had plenty cake, bro. I done had plenty cheese. I can go out there and just buy with, boom. I can go out there and get some real estate, boom. But now you sitting up to see your priorities is all screwed up. That's why people that wear Michael Jordan tennis shoes, they ain't gonna have a vehicle always. They ain't gonna have. You can't have everything with just your mixed priorities, man. Because that's why I said life is an illusion. You got people that idolize Michael Jordan tennis shoes. They have to have them. It ain't no question. Oh, the 4s, the 12s, you know, the breads, this, they. Oh man, I got to get them, fam. Even if I'm homeless, I got to have those shoes. That's how folks think, bro. That's why I said life is an illusion. You would rather die for some Michael Jordan tennis shoes than to get your shit together. I know a homeless man right now, bro. He's a Leo, bro. This man refused to pay rent, bro. I interviewed him. I had a conversation with him. I said, yo, bro, I got a question for you. I used to be homeless, but I was homeless because I gambled all my money away at one point, but I came back, see? I bounced back from it. But not many people do, see? Because they get defeated mentally. It's like, imagine you hit rock bottom and the first thought is, man, I give up, bro. Do you think the world is going to be like, you give up? No, please don't give up. Please don't give up. The world don't give a shit about you saying you give up. The world gonna keep going, bro. Time is not waiting on nobody just because they say, I give up. Bro, the time of the day is still gonna go from night to morning, and time is still gonna pass by, bro, and it's not waiting on nobody, bro. You could be homeless, and guess what? Ain't shit gonna change with that mindset, bro. You stay there until you start to think otherwise. Illusion. See? Because the illusion is you think that, oh, if I quit, that, oh, I'm going to get a handout. That's not the truth, bro. The handout is somebody helping you stand up and saying, hey, man, you don't need to be on these streets, man. Go get a job. You still got to work. You cannot escape these principles, Brody. I don't give a damn who you think you is and what knucklehead thinks he don't have to pay no rent. Then you gonna die in them streets then, bro. That's all you really saying is that, oh, I don't need to be here. See? I don't need to be here. But anyway, let me finish telling you. The dude, the Leo, I asked this man, I said, yo, bro, why are you homeless, bro? And he said, I ain't paying nobody shit. I said, what you mean by you ain't paying nobody shit? He was like, I'm not, I'm keeping all my money. So I'm not giving nobody nothing. I'm not paying no rent. I said, so you rather be out here? Is this more comfortable than paying rent? And he was like, I'm good, I'm good. This man pulled out his backpack, a gaming laptop, sitting up in Milwaukee area, you know, the college. This man sitting up in there in the lunch little it's like the place where everybody go, you know, study and they can eat and stuff. This man sitting up there on his laptop, playing games and shit, while time passes by, right? I told this man, I said, bro, you know, even while you're waiting here playing your game, I said, I'm not trying to get on you or anything, but just think about this. I said, bro, you could still be homeless and going to school, bro. I said, while you on your game, bro, you could really be like getting something right now. You could pick up a skill, a trade, whatever, right? And he was like, he had an interest in computers, bro. I said, bro, me too. I said, I got interest in computer too. I said, why don't you just go to school for that, bro? I said, because you are already here. Now you just got to go to class. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are already at the school every day, so why don't you just, you know, start taking up? So he was like, oh, yeah, I might check into it. Okay, boom. I'm still with him. I'm still pushing him. Bro, I shit you not. This man, bro, I was so, man, listen, bro. This man went and signed up for school, bro. I said, what? You went to school, bro? He's like, yeah, man, I'm going to start taking these computer technology classes, man. Mind you, this man, he smelled everything. It didn't matter. I told him, don't worry about that. Don't worry about how you smell, whatever. Get that education, bro. I shit you not, bro. This man walked across the stage homeless, bro. Got the computer technology degree, bro. I was like, bro, I shook up with him. I said, yo, bro. I said, bro, congratulations, bro. I'm glad you listened to me, bro. But that's what I'm saying. I never looked at his whole, I never judged him. I always, man, you know what I used to do with dude? I used to buy him breakfast, all kind of shit, bro. I never looked at his situation. That's just a Pisces thing, bro. We just empathize and we just feel you. But I saw great potential because this man, bro, listen. He told me, this man said, yo, bro, I can fix your computer because I told him my computer was messing up. He was like, bring the computer to me, man. You know how Leo's is, man. Hey, man, bring it to me, bro. This man, lyric, I'm talking about big old afro, bro. This man, took my computer apart. He had his little tools and everything, and oh, looks like your CPU is fried. I'm like, CPU fried? What you mean, fried? Yeah, your CPU is fried, bro. You need a new CPU. I'm like, bro, you need to go to school, bro. You too damn smart. You too smart to be out here, bro. So that lets you know right there, homeless is a mind thing, bro. It's a mind thing, fam. Cause look, it doesn't mean that people that are homeless are dumb. No, that ain't the issue. See, it's something they didn't want to do, bro. It's something with how life is made that they just don't agree with. See, it's like a script. Think about life is like this, right? Life is like this. The man is literally a man. Think of a man being in front of you, right? As you start life, and he gives you a script to follow. A lot of people, and what is on that script is this: you will be born a man, and you will be born a woman, and this is what you have to do as a man, and this is what you have to do as a woman, and you will pay rent as a human being, and you will get a passport, and you will get a driver's license, and you will have kids someday. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. You know, the homeless man I knew, what he probably was thinking with that script was, I ain't following none of that shit. See? So that put him outside. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't accept it. So that's all that means. It doesn't mean the person is dumb. I know that's a kind of a bad, analogy. But my examples have to be quick. Anyway, the thing about it, Boom. Dude got to school. That's all that matter, bro. And I tell people that, bro, all the time. Like, bro, some people just need to be pushed, bro. Sometimes it ain't even about you judging them about how they look. No, you just gotta push them, bro. Just push them. You got people staying with you that, hey, they overgrown. Got it. All it takes is a little push to be like, yo. Because you gotta think, maybe they didn't have parents to push them out, to push them in a direction to where to fly. That's why I say some people could still be in the nest and they just don't know where to go. You have to. Some people, it take a person like me or somebody else and say, yo, bro, you good with computers. Well, that's the path. Hey, go that way. Go be a computer technologist. And you literally push them into that path. See? But sometimes parents don't even be like really talking with their children or like people they know. They don't be pushing them. See? So that person just end up not using their wings because they don't know where to start. See? And that's why I say, like, every baby bird, whether they're grown or not, can be mended, fam. Their wings could be, even if they never use their wings not one time, they can still fly, bro. Sometimes it take you looking at them in the face. All it takes is love. It's like, yo, you could do it. I believe in you. See? Go out there and fly. See? That's all it is. Go out there and fly and get you a place and, hey, live. See? Because look, life is about living. See, not existing. Living your life, fam, because listen, you live your life to die. This is the craziest thing why I said life is an illusion. If you look at when you're born, right, it's almost like start to finish, right? And the illusion happens because you think you will live long life on earth, right? Which you can, right? But it still has a threshold, still has a limit. Now, you can make it to 110 years old. But you want to know what that truth only applies to a person that actually follows through in the right way, all the way through. See? But think about it. It's more like the turtle versus the rabbit. Now, many people make it to that mark, but it is doable. But think about this. Even those people still have to die. Your body will break down. Your body will deteriorate over time. You're not going to be as quick and flexible as you were when you were 6. You probably could hit backflips, cartwheels, do 50 push-ups, 65 push-ups. Maybe you still can now. All I'm saying is that you will pass away anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? You were born into this world without being promised tomorrow. See? And anybody that thinks they're gonna live and have all these things go on is listen, they're delusional. See? Because you're not promised tomorrow. Why do so many people think if I eat healthier, I'm gonna probably conquer life, or I'm gonna be, bro? You still are gonna go, bro. You wanna know why? Because listen, it's what you can't see that you have no control over. See, car accidents, all kinds of shit that just happens, bro. God forbid, all kinds of shit that you're not even aware that you just stuff that just happens. You could be a plant-eating mother sucker. You eat plant by plant by plant, and you drink water, and you never do wrong, and you can go out there and take a trip to the Bahamas and get hit by a damn tornado. Some type of storm happens and wipes you out, bro. But you was a plant-eating, healthy, work out every day. You did everything else right. But what you fail to realize is that life is not about doing the right thing, eating the right stuff. It's not just about that. See, it's about you understanding that at any time this all can end. See, this all can end tomorrow. God forbid. I'm saying God forbid because I don't wish that in saying that such a way. I'm just letting you know That if that's the truth, then why would you take all this temporary stuff seriously? If that makes sense, you just live, bro. Cause think about it. There's so many people that's fortunate, and this is either way. It's all on how you see what you have, bro. See, but like I say, going back to the topic. Um. Okay. Another thing is a lot of times Pisces don't like to have meaningless conversations. So with Gemini, like I say, it could be a situation where once I ain't gonna lie, once you know they are Gemini, you might not necessarily even want to talk to them as a Pisces, because sometimes you might feel like you don't really know how they really feel about you. You don't really know, like, okay, if this is gonna be a for sure thing, like this is gonna be a more than one type of, one day type of thing, because Gemini is kind of in and out real quick. It's like a fast moving target, as I mentioned in the other live segment. They're like a moving target, so it's like you can't really rely on them like you would want to. See, because they might not be there. They just might not be there 1 minute from the next or one day to the next. It's like they can literally be with you one day. You guys can have a long conversation, and then Tuesday, absolutely nothing. See that? I'm gonna tell you a true story. I work with a butch. She was a Gemini, older woman. She was in her maybe late 40s. Um, just okay. So basically, me working with her. Her name was Irene. Okay, and she had on, like, she used to wear like these motorcycle brute force type boots to work with like the spikes on them, and we all were like security guards. Okay, now here's the thing. Now I work with her and also a Scorpio on third shift, right? My very first encounter of, just chopping it up with her, it seemed like she was, she wasn't like perfect, but she was cool. Just talked about random stuff, and she would always talk to me about the same topics. She always talked to me about um, her eating ham sandwiches and loving how ham sandwiches taste. Just random stuff. She's older than me, so she will always be like, oh, gonna go on my tours, but she was always watching me though. So she used to, like, every time I would be on my tours, she was always like trying to. It's like she would watch the CCTV cameras and try to, like, see what I'm doing. And one time, like, how did I know this? Because every time I would come back to the office, I would check the CCTVs to see what she was doing in the office, because I felt like she was watching me. And sure enough, she was. And she was trying. One time I was on my tour, and she was like literally watching me, like every little movement, everything. Like if I went into a closet door, she would pull up the actual access to that door to get the time that I actually swiped the damn the fob on the door. And she'll be like, okay, she'll write down the time, like, okay, it's military time, so she'll put like, oh, he swiped the closet door at this hour. Like, why would you just get off of me and just stop watching me, bro? That's weird. And this Gemini was tooth and nail, bro. Every time she would literally have these ham sandwiches conversations with me, and then go on her tours, and every single day she would do the same shit, bro. The same exact shit. The ham sandwich conversation always led to her doing her tours, and then we'll sit there in silence for a little bit, which I know she couldn't handle. And then what she'll say to me is, I'm gonna go get a sandwich from the vending machine. I'll be right back. And then she'll leave, and then I would probably keep my head straight in how I used to draw the illusion. Now, this is when I first started drawing the illusion, okay? And how I knew that the theory of what I created was actually true. An illusion, I'll put it like this: an illusion outweighs a facade. That's the whole theory. Now, what I would do and how I knew this to be true is that By her simply watching me on cameras, I was moving in 3D. See, I was moving in such a way that I drew the illusion every time she was watching me. So this is what I did. Okay, I would go to sleep, but I would never look over my shoulder. I would never look at the window. I would never look at, and I wouldn't look around as I was sleeping. I would prop my chair, and here's the illusion. I would put on my phone either a burning fireplace, or I put on my phone movement, cartoon, something flying. And I'm gonna tell you why did I choose that instead of watching a basketball game. Because if you literally put something darting across the screen and you see something moving, it will literally control your mind. It will literally control it's like an attraction. It will literally pull focus towards it. So what I did was I would be sound asleep. My head would be straight. But on my phone, on the table, it would be movement. And then what I noticed is that she would be watching that CCTV camera more than the other ones. Because of that, trying to figure out what the fuck that movement is. See? And that's how I knew she was watching me, because she had fell for the illusion. She fell for the illusion that I set. See, if you know a person, if you knew, like, put it like this, if you knew you set a bomb, and let's say it was a landmine, right? And you were the one that placed it there. And you set it, and then you run somewhere, and then you're looking behind a bush, or looking behind and just seeing, okay, you know that it's just amount of time that somebody is going to come in that area, right? And then let's say you're on your phone, right? And somebody's creeping up on you, and they see you behind the little area you're hiding, and you're on your phone, and they get ready to pull their pistol out, and they're coming closer and closer and closer, and they're getting ready to try to shoot you, and then boom! What made him keep coming closer to you? Was it you because he saw you, or because he saw you on your phone? He saw you on your phone, so he thought he would sneak up on you and shoot you, but he didn't see the landmine you set for his ass. The whole time, the reason why you were on your phone was to pull him out from which he was hiding, bring him closer in order to step on the landmine. See that? And that's exactly what I did, except it wasn't a landmine. Just I basically baited her into the illusion. Because once you fall for the illusion, you're cooked. You're cooked. It shows your every motive reveals itself. Anything you're doing in a sneaky sense reveals itself. Or even if it's not sneaky, it just reveals everything that you got going on. Because that illusion, it exposes you. See? It exposes you every single time. And by her watching that CCTV and just standing there with her hands on her hips, just really trying to figure it out, I knew she was watching me the whole time. I said, see, the dumbass don't even know what you're really doing as you're doing. So that's how I knew that us Pisces are smarter than Geminis, bro. Because if you don't know something is an illusion, you're cooked, bro. You're cooked. It's almost like, it's like for some of y'all like to go out there and sit in the sun, right? And then you realize that you need sun lotion. You can't just go out there and sit very long, because you get burned, you get sunburned. And that's the thing. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of people that have to be told so that you can't do that. You're not just born into this world and just automatically you know that. And here's the thing. You could look at the sun being so far away, but then as soon as you fall for the illusion that the sun won't burn you, you get sunburned, bro. And it's too late. You already got burned, bro. It's not like, I seen the sun and I sat out there a little too long. Oh my God, I'm just now starting to see my skin peel. It's like, no, bro. You saw the sun and you thought your ass wouldn't get burned because you should have been sitting in the shade the whole. See what I'm saying? You didn't know that that situation was an illusion. That's what made every time you are affected, you are more than likely affected by the illusion, bro. Of anything, you get cheated on, illusion. You thought the person was faithful, they cheated on you. So the truth outweighed the facade, bro. That's what I'm. You know what? I'm done, bro. I ain't gonna keep on explaining this shit over and over and over and over and over. But it's like people keep on, they don't understand it, and it's like, bro, I said it so many times in the most simplest way. You got to be. You have to only. This is the only way you will not fall for the illusion is being highly aware through clarity with perception, bro. It's all about how you perceive things. If you believe every little thing you see, you're gonna always fall for the illusion. See, because you're not being real with yourself. You're operating out of the facade, and that's the thing. See, but if you operate through perception, which is clarity, you can make sense of things. You can make sense of illusions. So you know not to even participate, to even join it, to start it in the first place. You're like, yo, this person, I don't know if they're gonna be faithful. So why would I commit to something if I'm in that state of mind? It doesn't make sense. Why don't you get to know the person first before you commit? See? But why would you do that? Why would you just commit? Because, oh, it looks good. Oh, you think the person looks good. You just don't want to lose them. Illusion. See? That illusion is so powerful and strong, but it's more of a, it doesn't take, it takes no prisoners. It's almost like, oh, it can affect me. If I fall for it, it can affect somebody else. It's not no type of person that it looks for. As soon as the illusion catches you, you're done. Because you can't get out. You can't get out of it once you fall for it. It's almost like walking into a room where the door locks behind you, and then it's like, oh shit, and then you try to hurry up and leave, like, and the door's locked, and then you realize, oh man, I'm cooked. I should have never opened it. I should have never just walked into this blindly. People get, and I tell people that's how people get scammed, bro. They don't realize that they're falling for the illusion that it's a good deal. Then all of a sudden they're giving the credit card information. Then they're giving all this stuff, being willy-nilly because, oh, it's a good deal. Well, hey, you get 5 for 5. Hey, you get 10 for 5. That's actually, very exceptional good deal. You start thinking it's a good deal. Next thing you know, you sign up for it, and you don't receive the items. Illusion. That's why I tell people, bro, anything that sounds too good to be true is actually something you shouldn't trust, bro. If you see you get 10 for 5 deal, bro, don't trust that shit, bro. It's not common, bro. Only through clarity, high awareness, through perception. If you perceive by looking over at the damn entrance of the store for that deal is packed. Now it's believable that you can get the 10 for 5 because you see 100, 200 people lined up for it. Now that's different because through perception, you clarified it through what? You can see it. See? But if it's the line is empty and they're like, yeah, we got 10 for 5. Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not even gonna sit my ass in that line for nothing. Nope. Don't wait for proof. See, a lot of people have to see proof that they're being fooled, that they're being scammed, and that's where you fall short. See, because you got to actually be scammed in your face. And people out here, they're vicious. They will show you if you really want to see them scam you in like face to face. They'll do it. That's why I tell you ahead of time, just don't even do it at all. I tell people that just don't even fall for it because you're gonna end up getting embarrassed. Now, what's another? Okay, so another thing I wanted to say. I forgot this. Hold on. Okay, so, okay, so with Gemini, another thing I want to talk about is Oh, happy Friday too. My fault, y'all. I know somebody said happy Friday. I think it was Susie Bear. Happy let me see. Happy Friday to the people that said, yeah, happy Friday, Susie Bear. Um, so that's wild and crazy. Shout out to Thomas Faye. What's up, Pisces gang? We in the building. How is work going? Welcome. What's going on, Lanny Pop and Palace A? Said her Libra guy gets on her nerves. Just on the phone, breathing, not saying anything. I'm like, okay, hang the F up. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, some people, like Libra would do that. I've been having a constant battle with Libra. I didn't really mention them much today, but I have been getting into it with Libra again. The same Libra. It's almost like Libra is like a known enemy, an open enemy anyway. So it's almost like we never get along. We never, like, we don't even. It's like we fight and then time, passes a little bit and then we fight again. Then time passes a little bit, then we fight again. And it's like not physically. It's like we just be going at it to where through social medias, just they'll make comments and little snide comments or whatnot, and the whole back and forth thing. But it never ends, if that makes sense. And let's see. Said fate don't discriminate facts. Welcome, OSXP. No, I'm not Rudolph's cousin, but my nose is red because I told you guys that I messed my nose up because I was sitting there trying to get the blackheads out of my nose, and I got them out. But the problem is, I got to doing squeezing it with my thumb, my nose like this, and I kept doing that over and over and over in the dark. I didn't know that I was actually screwing my, putting sores on my nose with my thumbs and whatnot. But I know now to go buy the little products to actually remove them. But I was trying to, basically do them for free without having to buy the products. But now I see why. But yeah, definitely that's how if you guys notice, my nose is red because I guess I was actually hold on one second. I was actually messing with my nose, and then, like I said, a scab formed, and then now it's just red because it's like it actually looks better than it did. It was actually worse like about a couple days ago. But hold on one second. Okay, so yeah. All right, so let me see. Oh, you said Palace. Hey, you said who like me? The Gemini. Said Gemini have a tendency to be stalkers. Yeah, but this was the problem. Like I was basically talking to the Gemini and working with them and whatnot for temporarily or whatnot. And the problem was it was like 3 Geminis. And just to play it safe, y'all, forgive me for this, but I had to lie and tell the Geminis that I was a Gemini because just to be safe. I said, hey, they asked me too. They said, yo, what's your sign? And they asked me what my sign was before I had a chance to ask what their sign was. And I got to hesitate, and I'm like, how do I ask them first without telling mine? And we were working together, and we were on the damn radio. And the problem was on the radio, it's like we were working together, and they was not talking to me, but they were talking to like their other, like, I guess their friends or people they wanted to talk to. With me, I'm just on radio, and they're not talking to me. Not even like saying like when you're taking your lunch, nothing, nada, nothing. And then I'm like getting irritated because I'm like, yo, why ain't nobody saying nothing? This feels so weird. I feel like I'm being set up. Something's going on. Maybe a secret conversation about me. I just didn't feel comfortable. And then it came to when they asked me my sign. They were like, yo, what's your sign? I said, Gemini. And then they were like, oh, why didn't you say something? Like, oh, why didn't you say something? You should have said you were a Gemini from. And I'm like, why would I say something if we weren't even talking about signs? But they said that because once they felt like I was one of them, then they started feeling comfortable talking to me. I'm like, Oh, that's why y'all went stonewalling, like basically not including me in the radio conversation. Makes sense now. Little do they know I'm a Pisces. See, I just, you know how Pisces, we kind of like cloak, we be like a little cloak, cloaking ourselves, like moving around invisible, because we like, hey, we ain't trying to get into it. No confrontation. I don't want to be sitting here arguing with three Geminis over at a damn, you know what I'm saying, at a damn job, because we just different signs. Because it could be a thing. You could really be getting into it with a Gemini just because y'all are two different signs. And they make the indifference first. So it's like, they could really be the type of person that could be very opinionated to where, I don't F for Pisces. Oh, hell, you might as well. I don't even, hey, you got the wrong job. Like, hey, I don't even want to be on this radio with. They really that bold and kind of like with the words of how they say stuff, and you can't really decipher. Like I said, your eyes cannot adjust to what they're doing. It happens so fast, and if you try to focus on what they're saying to you, your eyes will do this. It's almost like your eyes will go in. There's like they'll go, it's like instead of inverted, they'll go like this, spread right apart. Because you wouldn't be able to believe the way they're talking to you. See, they'll be cussing you out, saying slick stuff, having an attitude, and you can't decipher. They're like a moving target. See, to where every time you try to like question them, they're already on to the next conversation. To where you're like, yo, how did you mean that? You said what? You wish I got the wrong job. What is that? Like, you trying to figure out what the hell what they meant by what they said, and they already done changed the subject already. So you can't really get them how you want to get them, and trying to hold them accountable for something they said, to where it's impossible. And then if you do, man, they're gonna hit you with a whole arsenal full of like, oh, you in your feelings? Oh, you still mad about that? Oh yeah, you definitely don't need to be working here. Oh yeah, I'm finna get off this radio. I ain't talking to him. They could be like that, to where now they making your job tense, because this is somebody you have to like you have to get answers from, like whether they be the boss. So this is why I said, go into it with a strategy. This is why I told them I was a Gemini. See? To keep their defenses down. Like, yeah, I'm one of y'all crazy mother effers, yeah, for the day. And as I begin to figure y'all out, I'm going to act like I'm one of y'all. See? So, yeah. Man, I tell you, bro, as a Pi, I could feel all the disrespectful comments and all the shit, to where I was just like, I couldn't work there, bro. I quit. Couldn't work there, bro. It's like, I can't let nobody talk to me like that, bro. I'm sorry. No. Y'all can have this. I don't give a shit. I'll go back to doing my Instacart and my other shit. I don't need this job. This was something extra. I don't need it. Nope. Because their mouth was just too slick, just doing too much, bro. To the point where it was making it difficult for me to talk with them, to get information from them, to get training for the job. They was sabotaging my training, fam. Like, bro, that they really, I'm asking them questions and they not telling me shit. Listen, I'm gonna tell you how the conversation went, briefly. 2 girls and 1 guy, right? 1 Gemini male, 2 Gemini females, right? And they were sisters. So that's even like, instead of just 2 people, that's damn near like 4 people. Plus the Gemini man, he wasn't really saying much, but that's an extra 2. So we're not adding up bodies, we're adding up personalities. We're adding up, twins, okay? The amount of twins. Now, conversation went like this. As I'm trying to get my training, these 2 heifers is talking about plans for the weekend. Girl, and saying little stuff. Yeah, girl, I done got my nails done and my feet done, and ooh, girl, my feet hurt and this and that. Oh yeah, on the weekend. And then they was just carrying on. Time is of the essence. I'm still not trained. So you know what I did? I had to cut their cycle off. I said, yo, I don't mean no harming, but I need to get my training. Can you please train me, and then you can just go on and talk to this person all day. They go, goddamn sister, you gonna see them when you leave. Can I just get my training? bro. By me saying that and standing up for myself, they went in on my shit, bro. They all, and with females, one thing, when you never argue with a female, bro. If she go into that whole cussing you out and trying to embarrass you, and they gonna keep going, bro. Just don't say nothing, because they trying to get you emotional. They trying to get a reaction out of you, and you gotta stay in frame as a man. And how you do this is you don't say shit. You just be like, all right, you got it, and just, all right, you got it, and don't say nothing. All right, you got it. And while they hitting you with, who you talking to? Oh, yeah, you said you damn sure ain't talking to me. I ain't got to train you. You can go out there and train your goddamn self talking to me like that. Okay, well, I'm just like, just looking at the tongue like, well, all right, cool. I mean, I ain't got nothing to say. Let you keep looking stupid and talking and saying your little comments and stuff. And then, sure enough, when they got done doing their little thing too long, I took my break and never came back. Because I ain't finna sit there and take that shit. You ain't finna tell me, oh, that I can't get my training, then what am I here for? What am I here for? You see what I'm saying? Can't even make a goddamn cheese toast. I'm out of here, bro. Then that shit, you gotta see, some people would have stayed. They would have took that shit. And, oh man, but I ain't letting them stop my money. Bullshit. If I know I'm gonna get into it with you, I'm doing myself a favor from going to jail. I'm not finna sit there and keep walking into that damn workplace with that bullshit. Nope. Because I know how that's gonna go down already. I'm not even finna put that stress on me. I'm trying to lose weight. I don't need no goddamn extra cortisol just from being stressed going into the job. That's stupid. You might want to work at the job and stress you the hell out, and just your first fucking week, your first goddamn day of work, and you already stressed? No, bro. You feel like you gotta either choke somebody or shake some sense into somebody to get a training. That's why I ain't gonna lie, I really don't like a lot of, females that's ghetto, because they don't know when to be ghetto. It's like, you be ghetto at the job when you trying to train somebody, fam. That shit is annoying, see? And I had got into it with a female at Walgreens, and she did the same thing, fam. And the problem with her, she was a Taurus, and she was just, she got mad at me because I did, sort of the same thing. I told her, ma'am, could you just ring me up? Because she was talking to somebody. And that's rude. You're talking to somebody while you got a customer in line. I got to go. I don't want to sit here and listen to y'all talk. Look, that's what you got a break for. I said, can you please ring me up, ma'am? I have to. And then that lady, man, she got mad as hell. She said, well, damn you little YN, you come in here. Hey, I'm sitting here holding my card. I'm talking. Like, you gonna have to wait. I looked at her like, I ain't got to wait, shit. You can keep this shit. That's why we got more than one Walgreens in different locations. You can sit here and be ghetto and, hey, have customers sitting in line with they shit. And, hey, don't be surprised if they clock you upside the head with something they got in their hand because you want to sit there and hold a conversation. And you literally did it right in front of me. Like, it wasn't even no acknowledgement, no, hold on, sir, or give me a chance, sir, to, get the situation resolved, or, she didn't say nothing. She just started talking to the old girl like I wasn't even standing there. I was like, we gonna ring me up? What the fuck is this? Damn, do I need, what's your code? I'll ring myself up then, shit. I got to go. Y'all need to get a damn self-checkout thing going, because if y'all gonna be standing around talking, but we in that day and age anyway, where more grocery stores and places, they need to have self-checkout, fam. Because now the days of people ringing you up, motherfuckers is lazy, bro. They don't want to ring you up. So yeah. So that's why I say, That's why I say that, that's the trip. Now another thing is this, the problem with Geminis is they want to be tough, okay? They want to be tough 24/7, even the females, which means that they don't want to sit in emotions too long. So it's like a bath for them, okay? They don't like it. Now, the problem with that is that even if they're the type to not want to sit in the emotions too long, they will sit there and test yours, for reactions, in other words. And they pull back on purpose just to see if you will chase. So that's why you may experience a hot and cold vibe from a Gemini. And to be specific, it could be a Gemini woman that does this hot and coldness. Okay, so it's like they just want to remain and maintain that unpredictability vibe, even in themselves. It don't matter if it's something petty or something on a larger scale. And a lot of times, like I say, either they're into a different situation. Like, put it like this: let's say you call them. Let's say they call you. You were busy, and then you didn't answer the phone in time. Boom, you call them back. They don't answer. Now, you might be thinking like, damn, they just avoided my call. Boom, that quick, right? But unfortunately, the Gemini, that's just how fast they move. They could call you and wanted to talk in the moment. And then as soon as you didn't answer, they already went off and got in the car with somebody else and went somewhere, and now they're with someone else. They then got into something else, and that's why they didn't answer the phone call. But then you could think, if you're operating out of your emotions, that they're acting funny. See? So then that can make you start to move around funny because you think that they're acting funny because they didn't answer their phone right away. Now, here's the thing with Gemini. In order for a sign like Gemini not to get bored, okay? Or put it like this. I mean, the other way around. In order for a Gemini to be interested in someone, they cannot be bored, fam. So you got to keep the stimulation up, meaning once a Gemini, once they figure you out, they don't want you no more. And I know that's kind of abstract, that's kind of like inside out behavior, and that's the truth. Is that you gotta remain a mystery in order to even keep them around, to even date them, to even be friends with them. You can't even talk to them about plans. You gotta just pick them up and just go do random shit together, because if you sit up there and tell a Gemini what we doing for the day, they probably ain't gonna even go, bro. They might stand you up, not show up, because you took basically the fun out of the whole situation. See, by explaining yourself about the plans and whatnot you have for the both of you. Because the one thing is, even if she knows exactly where you guys are going, that alone can bore her to where, oh, I already know what we're getting ready to do. Now I'm bored. Now I don't even want to do it. Even though you had some great places to go that you probably felt you and her would have enjoyed yourselves. But unfortunately, her boredom is prioritized for her. See, to where as soon as it's triggered, oh, she's out of there. No questions asked. She would rather go. Listen, you could invite her somewhere fun that you think's fun to go to. She could get there and realize that, oh, I'm not enjoying myself. She's not gonna say nothing. She'll call somebody, or somebody will call her. And if that person makes plans with her, and girl, what we doing? They say, oh girl, we about to go party. We finna go get some drinks. Even if it's just that little simple of just making an errand somewhere, she would be willy-nilly, especially if she drove herself to the theme park. She would leave. Just off of, oh, I'm going to go over here with my friend real quick and get a drink. She may or may not come back. That's how flighty a Gemini can be. Just so spontaneous and, shape-shifting to where she has multiple interests and she is highly attracted to things such as, oh, let's go get some beer, let's go to the store and buy drinks, because she knows that, oh, it's exciting to know that, oh, we may go to a party, someone's coming over, because they simply like to meet new people. See that? So even if they can get that social engagement going on, they love it, and they'll prioritize that over a theme party. See? Now, another thing is they don't like to be emotionally pinned down. So you can't really tell them how you feel. See? I recommend you don't tell them how you really don't tell them how you feel, because they don't go off of that. They're not going to allow you to weigh them down with how you feel about them. She's the type of person, or he or she is the type of person that likes to be desired, see, by others. So they will make sure that they're never pinned down in the first place. They hate feeling predictable, okay? They hate feeling predictable, and this is why they'll do this sporadic, just crazy, random type stuff. Now, why? It's because they get distracted by new people anyway. They get distracted by new ideas. She might have plans to go get her feet and her nails done, but then maybe she told you, or you guys just had plans to hang out together afterwards. But let's say her cousin calls her, she's like, girl, I picked my cousin up from the airport and he's with his friend. She is so freaking like hell bent on knowing new people that she will literally stand you up because you guys already had plans to get together already. She'll stand you up just to go with her sister to go pick up her man or her friend and his brother. Just because she doesn't know that brother, she's so curious to know who he is that she feels like she's going to miss something if she doesn't go. It's cold-blooded to where, damn, you can't even, you just so thirsty for attention that you can't just let the person, they just got here. Damn, you act like you ain't going to get a chance to meet them. See? But she's so hell-bent. That curiosity is strong on Geminis. And I'm going to tell you, it pulls them in more than anything. And then this is the thing. It pulls them in and out very quickly. How does this look? Okay. The Gemini cuts plans with her boyfriend, right? She goes with the sister or the friend to pick up her boyfriend and his brother. She becomes so curious to meet the brother that she cuts the plans, flakes or whatever, or just, pushes it back to go with the sister or friend, right? Boom. Pick up the brother and his friend. Once she gets to know the friend, guess what? Then she leaves from that situation. It's like once she figures out whatever you are, who you are, what you look like, what you got going on, then she's gone to the next thing. So she may leave abruptly right after introduction between her and him, and then boom. All right, well, I'll catch you later sometime. Maybe I'll see you around. Boom, she leaves. Goes, to the next thing. So she makes sure that she's fully stimulated on all ends. See? She's not going to just be pinned down emotionally with one person. No, she's almost like a butterfly. She flies everywhere, lands everywhere, and it's like, damn, you may not see her again the same way you met her, or the same way you guys had, that long conversation. It's like, it could be Monday where you met her, you guys had hit it off, at least you thought that, and then you guys had a long, lengthy conversation, exchanged numbers, and then Tuesday, nothing. Then Wednesday, nothing. Then Thursday, nothing. Friday, nothing. Saturday, nothing. Sunday, you get a text. The text is like, oh, how you been? As if a week didn't go by. Then it's like, you try to make sense of that gap, that you try to fill it, like, yo, where you been at? In her mind, she just been living her life. because she lives in a dual nature, fam. See, now the problem is because they crave stimulation, okay, more than stability, and their mood shifts with their thoughts. So as soon as they think of something different, their mood shifts to something different. So as soon as they feel, oh, I'm in the mood to do this, they get in the thoughts of doing, and the crazy thing is, she could be the type to sleep with somebody because of those thoughts, and that's it. Like she's not the type of person where not always will you want to get into a relationship with a Gemini friend. Sometimes it might just be a situation where you guys sleep together, a friend would benefit, or sometimes it might be a one night stand and that's it. See, and I'm gonna tell you why, because she gets bored easily. If she feels like she knows more about you than like just she's gonna look at you as being predictable. Like, oh, she knows everything about you. She's sort of like the type of person that's like, oh, you're not a mystery anymore. I know everything about you, and I'm bored now. See, and that can make her like literally she can sleep with you and then be done with you that same night, and you still be emotionally tied to her. That you start thinking, oh, y'all gonna hang out again, or it's gonna go down again, and it might never happen again, bro. That's just how quick, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, a Gemini could be. Uh, Another thing, they like the beginning more than the middle. Okay, so sometimes a Gemini wants you to be they want you to be committed. When you first meet them, they want you to call them every day. They want to talk to you like every day earlier on. When you guys first meet, they want to, you know, just chop it up, be neck and neck, hang out, all these things. That's why I said they're very contradicting in nature, okay? So the problem is, as soon as you guys continue, let's say you didn't do that. Let's say you started when you guys first met, you introduced yourselves, and then you guys didn't talk for a week or two. Now, in the middle of all things, is almost like now she's not interested, see, in you as much because you didn't talk to her in the beginning enough. That could be a control, leverage situation. That's only what connected to the Gemini and how they think about it. Now, another thing is this, okay? They disappear or ghost just to reset their energy, okay? So sometimes they may like not show it because they don't like to look vulnerable either, and they enjoy being, being unpredictable, and they don't like to show any type of fatigueness or anything that's gonna make them look, vulnerable. Now, when it comes to communication and their communication habits, okay, they talk a lot. Everybody knows this. A Gemini talks a lot, certified yapper. But the problem is they don't always express their feelings. They joke instead of getting deep, okay? There's a lot of joking going on with Geminis. As you get to know them, they got some good jokes, then they got some that hit below the belt. Um, and then another thing they will do, they will ghost you when they don't know what to say. See, sometimes a Gemini might like you, but won't call you, won't text you because of this simple thing. So it's like, oh, just because they don't know what to talk about with you is why they don't reach out to you. And I'm just here to say that it doesn't mean that they don't like you. Now, another thing is they avoid heavy emotional talks. They really don't want to talk about anything emotional or anything that makes them feel emotional because the problem is it will make them feel vulnerable. Now, if they become silent, okay, silence from them doesn't always mean disinterest, okay, as I mentioned. Sometimes they process things and everything is based off of their mood. Now, another thing too, just as well as the Capricorn, is they hate when other people like dwell, and Geminis, they hate repeating themselves emotionally to a person. So if you want to know how your Gemini mate or friend feels about you, they're not gonna like if you keep, you know, trying to, uh, see whether or not they're doing something or not. It's like, oh, they don't want to keep explaining emotionally to you about, anything that they may have already told you, because that'll just make them disappear instead of explaining it. Now, they also could be very detached from their emotions. Um, they can switch off their feelings real, quickly. They can protect their, freedom first. They don't like emotional pressure whatsoever, and they disconnect when things feel too intense. Now, another thing you must watch out for is they struggle with vulnerability, so they struggle with explaining themselves from an emotional standpoint. They don't like to sit in emotions, as I mentioned. They fear losing independence. This is why they feel the need to protect it. Now, another thing is they rationalize their feelings instead of feeling them, and they go cold whenever they're overwhelmed. Now, what you got to realize with their dual personality here is this: one side of Gemini is affectionate, see, and one other side is distant. So this is two different things at once. Never forget this. This is what the twins mean, and people don't even see this as I teach it. Okay. The problem is one side is affectionate, and then the other side is distant. This is the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, which I mentioned. See, and the problem here and what can happen here is very, very common. It's not rare. And what can happen is you might meet both the affectionate side, the affectionate side and the distant side of Gemini in one day. It's cold blooded. So that's why when you are under this dual personality and you're not aware, let's say you don't even know that they're a Gemini, how can this look? They can sleep with you and then not talk to you ever again. They can sleep with you, not talk to you for months. They can sleep with you and not talk to you for weeks. They can sleep with you, hold hands, rub your back, rub your feet, and literally just, go to I'm gonna go to the kitchen and grab a drink, a soda, get a cup of water, and walk out the front door. See, there's stuff like that to where it can show like, damn, you really just don't give a f, and it can make people chase them because people oftentimes stay with Geminis, thinking that they could change them. See, especially when it comes to emotions. But you can't make a Gemini feel something they don't want to feel. I'm gonna tell you why, because the way they filter it. Now, the only thing of how you can get a grip on a Gemini, okay, at least their personality. What you have to do is get their personality to adapt the environment. See, because this sign operates on mood shifts. And see, their personality adapts to environments very easily. They also mirror energy. See, that's another thing that a lot of people don't talk about. They mirror energy, so if they see you being standoffish, not saying enough, they're not going to. They like to dominate with the social cues, nonverbals, the things you're not saying, and they can pick up on it by how much you talk, how much you speak. They can pick up on your disposition very quickly without you saying a word, and they can mimic your behavior. They can literally project and mirror your energy, everything about you, including your personality, because they get mental downloads of who you are. And what they do is, how they confirm it is that they basically behave just like you, because they already don't have or operate out of their own identity, because it's boring to them. See, it's more fun to have your energy and use it and wear it for the day. Now, I'm gonna tell you why. It's because they can outgrow feelings quickly. They change their mind often, and their identity, it evolves fast. So something that they want today may change tomorrow. See, they're not always aware of their own switches from one thing to the next. So this is why they might tell you how, oh, I want to be in a relationship. I'm looking for this in particular. But then tomorrow, they don't want a man. They want a woman. It's like they can literally switch just like that, and that could be very intense. It can feel so chaotic and toxic that it makes you like feel bad or feel like, damn, what's wrong with this person? That you could be hell bent on simply trying to fix them. Okay. Now, another thing that a Gemini would do is they like to test loyalty without saying it. They pull away to see reactions. They like to have the upper hand emotionally in the situation or relationship. They observe more than they admit. They could create distance to feel in control. They may act uninterested to avoid looking vulnerable. They can study how you respond to inconsistencies, and they can also push limits to see boundaries. And yes, they may want attention, but it's only on their terms or when they want it. And they may also be very, very rebellious because they just don't like to feel owned. Okay. Now, the problem of why they may be built like this is because maybe they were in a situation where they've been bored or trapped before of why they would do this. They may also associate love with losing freedom. They may also learn to detach quickly because of the past situations or traumas that they've encountered. They may just be the type of person that doesn't trust consistency easily. They may also keep emotional escape routes and have other options. They could be the type of person that's often misunderstood by others. They can expect people to switch up just like them. That's why a lot of times they are very skittish is the way they are, because they think that other people are just like them. Now, another thing is that they guard their real feelings, so that's why it's very difficult for you to know how they really feel about you or a situation. And it's because a lot of times Geminis experience many, many, many different relationships, okay? And they know the pattern. They know how it's always has been. So they could have been in a situation where they've seen relationships become repetitive, and that could be something that they're trying to avoid. So they avoid, altogether getting too comfortable, and this is why you experience the hot and coldness from a Gemini. Now, their energy and mood swings here looks like this. Okay, their energy changes daily. They're never going to be the same from one day to the next. They run off of mental stimulation. Like I say, if the vibe feels off, they're going to pull back. Then just know one thing with Gemini, even though I said with the adrenal glands and the whole mere fact of working the mind too much and overthinking things, of just being in a situation where you're just constantly yapping and talking about everything, it gets draining. So yes, socially that they can get drained in such a way, and then recharge alone when they become overwhelmed. Now, they can also be highly energized one minute. They could be the type of person that's at the club and dancing and talking to everybody and just having fun, right? Next thing you know, the next day the next minute or day, they're distant. You can't get a hold of them. Now I'm gonna tell you why. It's because their attention span, it affects their the emotional presence within themselves. They follow what feels exciting in the moment, and their mood can shift based on the environment that they are in. Now, a lot of times they don't like to force their feelings, so it could be very difficult to know how they really feel just because they don't like to show it, and they disappear to reset mentally. Now, here's the thing that nobody talks about. Okay, they don't always mean to confuse you. They confuse themselves too often as well. They can crave connection, but then fear boredom. And sometimes this is why they don't get themselves married or into relationships, because they simply don't want to be bored. They feel like, oh yeah, I want somebody, but I don't want to be bored. So that's why I said most of the time Geminis prioritize, their their boredom to where it could be easily triggered. Now, another thing is that they could be loyal when they're mentally stimulated based off those conditions. They may also need variety even if they are in love with the person that they're with. They can generally like you, but at the same time, they can still pull away. Remember, the twins stand for one side being affectionate and the other side being distant. That's what the two twins represent. Now, and it makes sense because think about it. The opposite polarity of love is what? See, it's like it's either you with someone or you're not even there at all. And that's how you can. That's the easiest way that you can understand Gemini. Now, another thing is this: their coldness or them just simply being mean or just detached. Period. It's not always rejection. And like I say, they value freedom as much as affection. So you can't control them in such a way where you're like, yo, you could just be a stay at home wife and let me do all the work, or just do this with the home girls and stay out the club. You can't control her, bro. She values freedom as much as affection. She operates more mentally than emotionally, so that's why she doesn't get you emotionally. It's like you can't reason, understand her, adjust to her in an emotional manner. Now, another truth to note is this: Geminis, they need someone who can keep up with them mentally. Facts. They respect independence more than clinginess. They'll come back when space feels safe. They may stay longer where they feel intrigued. See, they have to have that intrigueness in order to stay with you. And sometimes that could be difficult to keep up with. And you must also have some sort of excitement. Like you, let's say you're the type of person that's dramatic. You always got something going on. That's what I say with Libra and Gemini. That's why they get along, because Libra be getting themselves caught up in a lot of stuff, and Gemini loves it because it's always something going on, even if it's negative. Now, another thing is they open up slowly. Okay, so even though they think fast and move, and in such a that in such is like they still open up slowly. And here's the thing: they open up slowly and they're inconsistent at the same damn time. So that's probably why a lot of you may date them and don't understand, like, yo, why are they moving so damn slow? Why does it feel like they're dragging their feet about the decisions? It's just simply that, hey, they're inconsistent. They're not they're not reliable to where they're gonna always be there when you need them. See, they'll be there when they need you or when they want to be around you. Another thing to mention is they need they also need an emotional and an intellectual connection. So even though they don't really operate out of their emotions, they actually need some emotions. They need an emotional and intellectual connection. They also can love hard, but it's just done differently, okay? It's not in the same way as you and I or maybe others. It's in their own way. And I'm gonna tell you this, just keep it a buck. They're not for everyone. Geminis are not for everyone. And they know it. They know they're not built for just any old body, and a lot of people really can't handle them, fam, because they're intense. They're intense. They're chaotic. It could feel toxic. It could feel breathtaking. It could feel uh, it could feel like torture. It could feel like a person is attacking you in such a way just by the way they are, and that could be a situation that you just realize that they're not for you. It ain't nothing to take personal. And I'm gonna tell you about the hot and coldness. Another thing is this: sometimes they're being hot and cold, but that's just the way they are. Sometimes they're not doing something that you think is done to hurt you. Sometimes they simply just are just met. That's who they are. They're hot and cold. Just like we have people like cancers. Cancers, a lot of them don't even like people. It's like to the point where a cancer can be as mean as like goony, just a mean type of person that, and then it's like, well, damn, why do you live out in the middle of nowhere and you got 8 feet tall gates around your property? And it could just be the simple thing for a cancer man or woman that they don't like people, so they always make sure they're out of the way out somewhere that it's just them. and they're cool with that. That's just the way they are, and that's how with Gemini, they could be hot and cold, and that's just the way they are. It ain't no, oh, I'm just doing this on purpose type of thing to hurt you or to be you know, a thorn in your side. In other words. So yeah, that's what I have. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. User said, do Pisces and Virgo make a good team? Virgos have no depth and sense of humor and are not spiritual. I mean, it can work. It could work, but definitely I would say that a lot of Virgo women will get taken advantage of by Pisces, because one thing about Pisces is Pisces requires, or put it like this, Pisces has to be with somebody that has backbone, that's very like a strong woman. A Pisces needs that type of woman, because Pisces is a it's very, very, how can I say, if you put a Pisces with a mate that's not like the type of person that's strong, okay, like lets people walk all over her, you know, doesn't, you know, stand up for herself, a Pisces can take advantage of a Virgo for not showing her backbone. See, to the point where a Pisces won't respect a Virgo woman being like that if they operate like that, because a Pisces will think that you're like that with everybody. See, so then it makes them feel like the worth of the situation is not worth it. But with Virgo, the problem with Virgo is she says yes even though she wants to say no. See, because she doesn't like confrontation either, and Virgos are very you know, doers of service, and they like to like keep you happy or make you have a good time, or you know, just so there's no confrontation. A lot of times a Virgo would just say yes all the time, and I could prove it. Okay, I think I'm lying. So the Virgo, I talk to many different people, as you guys know. So this ain't no new. I have a girlfriend. My girl, like my favorite. Okay, my favorite girl, my favorite. How can I say it without sounding crazy? But it's like my main girl, my main, you know, my ride or die. I would never get rid of her type of female. She's always the number one in my life. I'm not gonna, you know, replace her. Is my Leo. Okay, my Leo woman is off for grabs, or however you say it. She ain't going nowhere. That's who I'm with. Okay, now I have a bench. The bench on who's sitting on the bench. I got like 4 or 5, maybe I got 11. Okay, and 11 is almost like these are my testing, me doing my testing work of my research. Okay, so I got an Aries woman, and it's put it like the way she behaves is the content for my videos. Okay, every sign, whether they Gemini, Libra, whatever, these are just testing grounds. Okay, where I do my research and study their behavior, and then once I study their behavior, I transmute that into content. Okay, so it's not me cheating, which it probably looks like that, but don't fall for the illusion, because it outweighs the facade. And the thing about it is, hey, yes, I got Moon in Aquarius, so it's easy for me to connect with the collective, okay, and just merely have a friendship, but I know my boundaries, because I'm still a Pisces. See, and my boundary is that I'm with my Leo, and I'm not gonna cheat on her. But talking to somebody, as long as I ain't putting up no penny, as long as I'm not putting no D in them, I'm good. I'm cool. See, it is what it is. Now I flirt and I still do other things that it's probably off-putting, but me just being honest and that keep me from getting bored. It makes it exciting that I could put my hand inside of the pudding and then taste it. But as long as I can't eat the whole thing, I'm cool with that. It's like, yeah, I can walk around and hold it in my arms and put my hand and dig in it and smell it and taste it. But as long as I can't put my D in there, I ain't cheating. You can catch me walking with a different girl and guess what? I'm not screwing her. We just literally hanging out. See? Just so I don't get bored because I don't want variety. I just want company. See that? That's just the difference. My girl's not, she work every day. I can't be in her face like I want to. So I'm like, yeah, I'll be out there lollygagging and talking, with other females, but this is just for company reasons. It ain't no, oh, I'm trying to flirt and get with her and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. It's like window shopping. You ain't buying shit. You just want to go look. You just want to feel alive like a man, like, oh, man, look at that ass. Damn, that's a good, ooh, look at that watermelon. And then you be like, okay, now it's time to go. All right, you ain't getting one, so yeah, it's time to go. Time to go. You just got to look at it. Hey, cool with that, see? Because I'm going to tell you, if you think for 1 second, I know people that if you, like, literally think you're going to be faithful forever, okay? You can be faithful forever, but don't lie and make it seem like you were faithful the whole time, but I don't believe that. You probably seen a celebrity and said they were fine. You probably seen a woman on TV and you said, oh, damn, she's nice looking. When somebody's attractive, even if you're with somebody, you're still going to look, bro. Don't even lie to yourself. Oh, never look. I just got my wife. I keep my head straight. No, you lying, bro. You lying, bro. You're human. You're going to make mistakes, bro. Ain't nobody perfect, bro. Nobody is perfect. And I hate when people say, I don't do that. Then, bro, you ain't human then, bro. It is what if you say a lie that I know you're lying, you're not human then. So if you lying, then I guess I'm lying too. And that's fair enough, right? Yeah, okay. Exactly. That's how I do people when they say, oh, I never lie. I never tell a story. I mean, why would a person do that? Why would I lie? Now you think that was for me to trust you? Now I really know you lying. And guess what? You not human. Well, I got human skin and the human brain just like you do. Well, guess what? The difference is here. You're not human. And that's my opinion. So you can go around telling everybody you don't lie, you don't tell stories, but I know you're lying, bro. And you only believe in that lie and fooling yourself. See? Now, welcome user. Let me see. New people that just came in. Smash the like button as well if you F with the channel. Palace A said I think September Virgo get along better with March Pisces. Now that's what I mean. Like with Virgo, I feel like with Virgo, it's nice, it's good, but Pisces. Let me just say this, Pisces, man, don't take advantage of Virgo. Like even if she is like submissive and she doesn't argue with you, she pretty much does what you say or listens to you, appreciate it. Don't mess her over, cheat on her, do something stupid, because Virgos are, put it like that, they are, what's the word I want to use? It's like they're very I can't even think of the name what I'm trying to say, y'all, but they're very good people, put it like that. I don't think you should mess them over when they're kind and nice and just friendly to you in such a way, especially when it's consistent. And the reason why I say this, because why did I say Pisces men would take advantage of or can take advantage of a Virgo woman? Because she's not the type of person that really like, she kind of just lets you do what you want to do, if that makes sense, to where, oh, you're gonna go out there and hang out with your boys, okay, you do this, okay, oh yeah, okay. She's one of the type of people that can say okay to everything and not really, like, it's like she gives you the benefit of the doubt where she's not saying like, oh no you're not, or challenge you on anything, or she might not even want to tell you no. See, Because if she tells you no, she feels like she's letting you down, and some people could take advantage of that. That's all I'm saying. Because Virgo really be trying to like really be there for her mate or whoever she's with. She doesn't try to half-ass it. She's like the type of person that likes to fix things. So it's like if she's with you, she tries to make sure you're good, you know, all the way around. Versus like, oh, you got food, you did this, did you eat? She's like really tallying up and having that stuff, you know, ready for you. So it's not like, oh, you feel like you was basically not thought of. Because a Virgo will literally do this. She will wash your clothes. See? She'll put your underwear in the dryer, the washer, dryer, fold them up, put them in your little drawer, your little thing. She'll even match your outfits. She's very highly detail oriented. She pays attention to details. She knows, like, when you get up in the morning, you grab your coffee mug, and it's like that same coffee mug. The Virgo peeks that, and she's like, okay, oh, I'm gonna make his coffee, I'm gonna cook his breakfast, have his stuff ready, laid out already, wash his clothes, and it's like you wake up, you like, oh shit, I ain't even, thanks for making my damn coffee, I appreciate it. Okay, thank you. That was very thoughtful. Now, that's all good and all, but if she listen, bro, Virgos are nice. They can be nice, friendly, look out, look, hey, do all that look out for you. But one thing, if you do them dirty, bro, you do a Virgo dirty, oh, here's the difference. They're gonna still be nice to you, and they're gonna break your ass off softly. They're gonna be nice to you and not change up the routine, and they might cheat on you because they're still being nice to your face. And they might cheat on you with somebody that you probably would never thought them to do it with. Somebody that was like somebody you trusted. Because when you F them over, they're going to F you over even worse, bro. That's why I say with Virgo, it ain't nothing to play with, family. That's why I say don't take advantage. Don't try to, because they are the type that will really get you good, bro. And in the worst. If I'm not mistaken. Let me look. Let me see something here. No, okay. So let me look up something real quick, just to make sure that I'm not telling the fib. Okay, let me make sure this thing. I'll actually say that for a later video because I don't want to tell you guys something that I don't. Like me, one thing about my content, I don't sit on here and tell you something that, like, if I'm not sure, but I have it on the next one, so that way, you know what I'm saying, I make sure everything that I drop is facts. So let me see, let me check. Nikki, I had a Gemini stalk me for 17 years. I can't get rid of them. Yeah, that's the thing. If you don't, they're the type, they'll go after something that they want like that in such a way. They actually become more interested if you don't really want them. Palace said, yep, they also prone to serial killerism. Be careful. Facts. Yep. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out. I'll be going live tonight as well. So tune in for that live segment view about like 10. And thanks for watching, y'all. Smash the like button if you haven't, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.